Hey guys, M here. Welcome to Logcast 16. This intro is a bit different than most of them are because it's cut from the future. Hello, it's me from Wednesday. um, I wanted to retouch on a few things that I said in this intro part, and then it's gonna cut back to the normal me. What I had started off talking about was the collab that came out Monday on here, and I ended up saying a ton of stuff I don't think was necessary, so I'm gonna try to condense it and, put it here. The collab was fun. It was something different. As I had stated, I'd never done a collaboration with anyone on anything before like that, and it ended up taking way longer than it should have, mostly because of my own ignorance of not knowing what I was doing or what I had to ask for and all that. Overall, I think it was a fun experience. I'm not sure when I would do one again, but all in all, I would say it was cool. It was cool to work with other people, even as limited as it was. I have a new respect for people who do that kind of stuff all the time, because I'm like, bruh, me trying to do it once was crazy. I don't want to cut out this little funny story. So when I had asked both of them for their lines, and long story short, I never gave them a deadline. So like a week rolled by, and I didn't have any lines, and I was like, guys, can I have my lines, please? And then I made the deadline Sunday, so like the Sunday right before Monday when I uploaded the video on here, and I remember I was getting sad because the guy gave me his lines on like Saturday night, and the lady, she didn't give me her lines until like the middle of Sunday, and I was just like, oh no, because I was freaking out for a minute because I was like, she's not gonna give me her lines, oh god. So she gives me her lines in the middle of the day, and it's funny, after me stressing out about both of them giving me their lines, I had never recorded my lines. So I had to go into, I remembered Matt Pat saying that when he records, he goes into the closet just because the audio is nice. So I went in the closet and I recorded my lines. And fun fact about my closet, it doesn't have a doorknob on the inside. So I had to turn the locky thing from the inside, and mine gets stuck a lot. And I recorded it the first time. I didn't like it. I ended up recording that thing 5 times coming in and out of that closet. I'll take that out of context. And I almost got stuck in the closet the last time. But yeah, it was fun. It was cool. There was something I wanted to say, but now I can't think of it. I'm brain dead. So I'm gonna cut back to old yesterday me. I hope you enjoy the Logcast, and, I'll leave you to it. I don't know. I was just super anxious about that going up, just like, oh man. It was one of those uploads where I did it, and then I just did not look at my phone. I was acting like I was gonna get canceled. Oh! Yikes. Oh man. Anyway, time to get off of that. Don't know how long I talked about that for, probably like 5-10 minutes. Do as I say, not as I do. Man, that saying is like the truest thing ever. You don't understand it when you're like not doing anything. Because when someone tells you to do something and then they don't do it, it's like, well, prick, like, It's like, there's a lot of times where I'll give advice to people, and then I'm like, I don't, like, you should do it. It's just, I don't usually do it. Like, there was a guy, I don't remember his name, he had asked me, like, how do I get more attention on YouTube? And I was like, I was like, the first thing I said was, I was like, do you think that thousands of people would want to see this? And he said, yeah, I think they would. And I'm like, okay. Oh god, I had this all thought out. Now I'm starting to forget the story. He was like, yeah, I do think that. And I was like, what's your upload schedule? And he was like, 1 video every Monday and every Friday. And I was like, Because here was the thing, right? He played Apex. Like, not super highly edited Apex or anything. It was just like two guys playing Apex, from what I saw on his channel, you know. He might be doing different stuff now. I can't remember how long ago this conversation was. But he was like, yeah, I upload every Monday and Friday. And I was like, one, you're a gameplay channel. Two, you're playing Apex, which everyone plays Apex, you know? Like the big YouTubers, the big streamers, all of them. And it's like, I was like, I don't think you can do that. But the main point I was getting at is I was like, you upload on Mondays and Fridays. That schedule is way too far apart, you know? Because us smaller YouTubers, we gotta feed the algorithm more because we don't, you know, have a super big following. And it's like, you know, I don't upload every day. I think that might be what I told him. I might have said like upload. I know I probably just said upload more. I don't think I'd tell a random person to upload every day because that's really hard depending on who you are. And it's funny because I think there was like a week I didn't no. Maybe this was a bad point to use on myself because I think at my worst, which might have been a few weeks ago, like when I uploaded like one video in a Logcast, I consider that my worst, and it's like even then I still did something, you know. It's just there's a lot of stuff that I tell people. There are other examples, but I can't think of any off the top of my head right now. It's just it's a lot easier to tell someone to do something than it is to do it yourself, you know? But it's like you'll tell them that and you hope they're able to do it. Like that they're able to learn from it and go like, oh yeah, even though you can't. It's like, this is a really crazy example. Like if you know someone who's like an alcoholic and they're like, yeah, don't drink or like don't smoke or something, and they smoke and they drunk and then they high all the time. It's like they don't want to be like that, but you know, they can't help it anymore, you know. That was a very extreme example, but yeah, there's stuff I tell people I'm like, I can't do that. Okay, everyone's day comes. Yeah, this is just a YouTube thing. I think everyone has their day if they stick to what they believe if they stick to what they want to do, is what I should say, you know? Like, there was a guy, I don't know his name, he plays like Minecraft, I think. He got 700 subs in the last 30 days. Which, I mean, you know, if you're like looking at KSI stuff or whatever, it's like, oh, he gets 1,000 a day, so what's up with you? But there's so many small YouTubers, people that I've seen that were like the same size as me, that just get huge, like out of nowhere, and then they're just like, I don't know how to thank you guys, you know? I think it's just like, you just have to keep going, you know? Like, even when I see those people, I mentioned them before, I say BWAP all the time, but there's like a few more where it's like, they did their thing, and then they ended up getting popular, you know, after the fact. Not many people come into YouTube and then they instantly get famous. It just doesn't work like that most of the time. There are certain, you know, exceptions, but like people like go like, oh, Mr. Beast got popular really fast. He was doing this for like 10 years. Like, I don't know if he has all those videos up still, but he was doing it for a really long time, and he didn't get popular till like around like maybe 2-3 years ago, you know? Because I think that's the thing, a lot of people give up on it really fast. Because I mean, it does take a lot of creativity and, you know, jobs and other stuff, you know, they cut into that kind of time. But imagine like you're surprised you're in a plane crash now. You've crashed on an island. There's an open beach where you can make an SOS signal, but the ocean's next to it, and you can't put it anywhere where the water won't just roll over it every time you go to sleep, right? So your options are you put that SOS symbol up every day, let the ocean will roll over it and keep going, or you stay on that island forever because you're being lazy. It's hard. I'm not gonna say it's not hard to have to keep going, even though it's like I'm not even being noticed, you know? But that's just what you have to do. If you really want this, you're gonna have to keep going anyway, you know? Like, that's not even including external stuff, you know? Like, what if when you're on that island, there's just a tiger around there? You're still gonna have to put that SOS up if you wanna leave. Yeah, it's easier said than done, but you just kinda gotta keep going. If you stop, then there's not really any chance of things getting better, you know? So, if you're a small YouTuber and you can't, you're like, I've been trying, and nothing's happening, it's like, just keep going, bro. I don't know what else to tell you, you just gotta keep going. If you think what you're making's good enough, sure. It's like I say, like I've said it before, there's big YouTubers where I'm like, this sucks. Your content's trash. And then they still have like thousands of subs, even though they barely like do anything, you know? Or even some people who do a lot, but you're just like, I don't like you that much, you know? I want to give an example, but I'm like, what if like, you know? No, I'll give it. I don't hate this person. What's his name? Nuxtaku? I don't personally like Nuxtaku. I like, you know, I don't mean like as a person. I mean, I just don't like his character. I don't like a lot of those people. Like, enjoy watching their stuff. When I say I don't like them, that's what I mean. I don't enjoy a lot of their content. Like him, Project Melody and them. I'm like, I could live without it, you know? It's like, I could miss this. Not saying I don't understand why, you know, like Project Melody, she was like the first of her kind back when that happened. Nux is a memester, you know? But, yeah, I mean, like, there's people who make stuff that you won't even like and they're big, so why can't you be big? Well, one, a lot of the times the people saying that aren't trying anything, so there's no real excuse for you to magically blow up, and then God's just gonna give his treasures to you, you know? You just gotta keep going. If that's the end goal you want. I feel like that's mostly the main reason I do this. Like, back to the tiger. If there's a tiger in the island and you still gotta make that SOS symbol and go to sleep, it's like, a lot of people, they'll, like, how do I word this, right? Because I know some people who are like, yeah, I'd love to be a YouTuber, but then they don't do anything on YouTube, you know? Like, they don't even have a video or anything. Hey guys, you know? Other people who are just afraid of, like, what if this is cringy? I'm like, bro, it don't matter. If this is what you want, you better do it anyway. Like, that whole collab thing, I was like, oh, this is so cringy, I don't even want to upload it. But guess what I did? I uploaded it. You know? I don't know what to say. It's like, it just happened. I did that. It did happen. It was also the other thing of, I put a lot of effort into that, and I'm like, I can't just have this sit on Instagram only, you know? But yeah, it's a thing of like, if you don't try, nothing's going to happen. No matter what you think, like, this will be cringy. This, man, people are gonna laugh at me. It's like, okay, if you got people around you that just laugh at you for trying whatever it is, I go like, man, fuck you. I don't know what else to tell you. Let me get on to the next point. I'll take up the whole video with this 2 parts. Hopefully you understand what I mean. Okay, I cut the collab part out of the bullet points, and it's just like, / went well enough And then it's like the next point, and I was like, what went well enough? Fulfillment. Oh man, okay. This is kind of high key deep, not really. Like, here's the thing, right? A lot of creative type people that I've run into now, they go like, why do I not feel any joy unless I make something? It's like, I feel that exact same feeling, you know? Like, not saying I walk around life just like, I'm depressed. Like, you know, like, it's not like that. It's just like, there isn't really much else I want to do, you know? Like, when you get a job, usually it's to make ends meet. It's not just like, oh boy, I really want to do this, you know? And there's no, like, joy or passion behind any of it at a certain point. It's just you doing what you gotta do to keep going, you know? And it's like, it sucks. That's the main reason I do YouTube videos, you know? Like, even, like, this tiger is in everything I'm saying today. If that tiger's there, you gotta think of some other way to get that SOS on that beach, bro. You gotta think of something creative. That collab was something different. Like, bro, like, I say this every single time I say I've done something new. I would have never done that before. I don't think I would have dubbed anything before. Because I'm like, ew, that's hard, that's cringy, ugh. To be honest, I don't even think that dub was that bad. I've seen tons of stuff on the internet, bro. Tons of stuff. I don't think that was the worst. Do I think it was AAA C-Dog VA voice acting? No. I think I tried, though. And I think I did a pretty good job at it. But that's just me. But yeah, anyway. The main point of me saying this is, like, when that video was finished, I was anxious, you know, because I was like, oh god, what about the reaction? But I was so happy that I did that, you know? I don't think I was that happy in, like, a grid. Like, it sounds really stupid because it was just a small video, but I was like, I really did that, you know? I was sitting there editing all the little stupid sound effects, trying to find the soundtrack to the game, because I don't think that song had a name. And I was just like, yeah, I really did that. I put all that together. I got those people together. I made this. That's what I did today. And now it's just archived forever. Or as long as YouTube's a thing anyway, you know? Just, like, there's been a few times where I felt that kind of way. And all of them are from YouTube. Like, let me think. I liked when I did the Raiders video, because it was, like, this isn't just specifically a dub thing. The Raiders video, I think I was proud of the Midir video. When it came out, I think I was, because it was, like, the first thing I ever, like, heavily edited on my phone. Oh god, what is that video? The I Got Reviewed video? Yeah, that had, that had some, that I was happy with that too. The SAO video, I was so proud of that. No, that was it. Nah, fuck the Midir video. The SAO video, I was so proud of that. I stayed up from like day to night editing that thing, and I was just like, oh man. Part 2, I didn't feel. Part 2, I did feel something too. Part 2, I definitely felt something, because I was like, I made it way better than part 1. The editing was way more on point. I was feeling part 2, you know? It was like, some extra spice got added. That was my little fulfillment for the day. And I remember those. Like, I remember sitting here editing that stupid SAO video. Because I remember I got a call and I was just like, man, I've been sitting in bed all day and I ain't even noticed. Like, I was editing that video, since it was on my phone, I couldn't really go anywhere, you know? Let me think. Is there anything else? I'm trying to remember. I think the first mix, oh my fucking god, bro. that felt good. It sounded good too. I'm like, never. The thing with the mixes is I was like, I love video game music. I love hearing it. I think I got it in this last Logcast, or it's in the one I deleted. I can't honestly remember. But gaming music just sets the tone and everything, and I was like, man, I wish I could make a mix, Like the Jiren and Ro thing, I always wanted to do that. Like after I heard both of their themes and how similar their characters was, I was like, I wish someone could make this mix because I can, I don't even know why I made this up a topic for this, my first mix. But anyway, the point of it is I was so happy with it because it sounded so good. That song, no joke, for the longest time is what I had listened to when I was just like, this is why I'm gonna get up and make a video today. Because I loved it that much, Because it was like the first super special different thing that I did. So that video will always be special to me. Just because of the feeling it made me feel when I made it. The Road Jiren thing, I never thought that was gonna exist. And now it does. Because I made it. It's something special, I'm not saying the other mixes aren't super special, Just, I remember those two mixes giving me special feelings. I remember all those videos that I had just mentioned. I remember all of those giving me the special feeling of accomplishment. No matter how they did, like no matter what the analytics and the statistics were, I would have felt good about making those videos regardless, because I'm like, I tried. I put my effort into that, and now people are gonna see my baby, That's what that felt like. And this is why I say, like, other than YouTube, there isn't really much I'd want to do, because I don't think I'd get that sense of fulfillment anywhere else. Like, working under someone else, or making videos or whatever for someone else, I'm like, I said it in one of the Logcasts, I think, I was like, if I were to end up becoming an editor for someone else, I mean, like, I could do it. I don't think I would be, like, super sad about it, but it wouldn't, I don't think I'd hit that same kind of high as if I was the YouTuber, the big YouTuber, Because there isn't much else that I want to do. And that's the fulfillment I walk towards, That's my final goal. Being rich, everyone else goes like, get that bag, I'm gonna buy all this, I'm gonna buy all that. It's like, I don't think there's anything physical that I want as bad as this. There's nothing I could buy where I'd go like, oh hell yeah, my whole year is better now, There's nothing I could buy like that. It's like all that stuff is temporary, Like those accomplishments that I've had, I won't forget about those. Like, I'm gonna just say, I'm a bit of a gamer, right? I play a lot of video games. But I don't think there's like, I mean, I have fond memories of video games, but there's stuff that I did and I'm like, I did that, When I hit 200 subs, bruh, it was either 200 or 100. I remember I walked down the stairs, I rolled down the stairs, bruh. I was on the railing, I was rolling sideways like, guys, I did something. I said something like that. I was so happy. I don't think there's anything that would bring me that kind of happiness. That's what I'm trying to say. Many other people who make creative type stuff will say the exact same thing as me. Kid who makes VAs, he makes voice actors, yep, he makes babies. Another kid who does voice dubs, I don't know why I'm calling him a kid, he's like the same age as me. He was like, I don't get passionate in anything other than that stuff anymore, and I'm like, I mean, that makes sense, that just means you really want to do it, I said something like that. There's a lot of people who say stuff like, I don't feel super happy about anything other than this, and that's just how it is. That's what we want to do. We just want to make shit. That's all there is to it. Next point. I don't know how long this is. Hold on, wait. Let me look at the time. 32 minutes. God damn. I was gonna record this earlier, but I wasn't sure how long I was gonna talk. I'm happy I waited now. we're getting kind of sad. Okay. Never meeting YouTube heroes and overly high hopes. Oh man, dude, who wrote this? Why did I write it? Never meeting YouTube heroes. I don't know. I've said it before. I'll say it again. It's like, because you don't really know those people, and you don't really know what they're capable of until you meet them. You know. It's like how people see the internet as like a huge crazy hate mob. It's like there's a good reason to be them, you know. And those people that you see through the screen, the internet, the YouTube screen or whatever, they could be crazy, and you just don't know it because they're just hiding it really well, as has been proven many times already, you know. It's like how I said at the start, where I was like, I just want to be in a PSN party with everybody, you know. I wanna just meet everyone and be super happy and have all these friends and then go to VidCon and then make all these new friends. It's like, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying there's a possibility a lot of those people will let me down. I mean, I don't know. That's the funny part. I was about to say I don't know. I mean, I feel like I follow some excellent people, but I've thought that before. And then those people end up in jail. It's like, you don't ever really know. Shit, you don't ever really know. What was the other part? What was the other part of this? Overly high hopes. Yeah, I mean, even in the small circles I'm in now, I've been let down by some people. Like, meeting them and I'm like, this isn't how I thought this was gonna be, you know? Like, there was a group I was accepted into, and I was like, oh man, all we're gonna talk about is making stuff, bruh. It's gonna be excellent. That's not what happened. That wasn't what I stepped into at all. It's like, I'm there, but I'm not really there. It's like, they don't talk about creating stuff as much as I thought they would when I was just an outsider, you know? And then sometimes I'll say stuff and then like no one will acknowledge me. It happens a lot in there, and I was like, this isn't how I thought this was gonna be. I was like, this so isn't how I thought this was gonna be. In my head I was like, man, I found, because at that point I think I was going through some inspiration issues. Because the main thing that inspires me to do better is myself, and I'm not saying, you know, that's a horrible thing. Just sometimes it helps to have outside sources building you up, and I was like, this is gonna be it. This is gonna be my big confidence booster that pushes me to make everything and anything. That's not what happened. That wasn't what happened at all. So, we're here. I'm not gonna go like, man, I was depressed about it. Like, I was just disappointed. But I feel like the longer you're on the internet, as bad as it sounds, you'll kind of just get used to being disappointed like that. My hopes were set entirely too high, I suppose. So, when I stepped in and that was the reality of the situation, I was just like, oh, come on. This isn't what I wanted. Absolutely terrible. YT Survivor Syndrome? I don't even know what I have to say on this. I might really just skip this point. If these were highly edited, I might have even just cut that out. Like, I don't even really remember what Survivor Syndrome is. Like, I know people talk about it. They're like, there's so many other smaller channels, you know? So many people who don't make it. And it's like I say all the time, a lot of the people who don't make it are just because they don't do anything. They'll try for like a month, and then they'll go like, nothing happened, and then they'll leave. You know? So it's like I've been at this for a while now, you know? This channel's existed long before I came back, and there were videos on it long before I came back, you know? And a lot of people they just give up after a while. And it's funny because a lot of them aren't even like after a year. It's like when I see a lot of smaller YouTubers, they'll upload like they'll upload like a few, they'll upload a few videos, then they won't upload anything, and then they'll go like, why wasn't my hard work appreciated? It's like, well, you didn't do anything. It's either like, or no, it's not that they didn't do anything, it's that they gave up too fast. Or the other, which is they just make bad stuff. There's a lot of people who upload like a ton of stuff, but it's all really not good. Like, it's all really bad. That happens a lot too. And I think it's mostly those people who don't go anywhere. Like, they'll have like 50 subs or 0 subs or 100 subs, and it's like, you know, why am I like this? And it's like, well, the reason you're like this is because you aren't anything, you know? Mostly for those repost channels and those people who just gave up, but like, you aren't anything. Because you're like, most of those channels who upload a ton of stuff, it's like reposting other people's stuff, and I'm like, nah, bro. And the people who give up too soon, I don't really have anything to say to them other than you gave up too soon. Like, with this, I never gave up. I just lost the ability to be able to make stuff on here. Hence why I came back 5 months ago with near daily uploads. Question mark? I mean, I try. I try to make stuff when I can, you know? So yeah. I'm sure there's probably people who tried really hard, they came in with the best videos and it just didn't work out. I just don't think that's a big majority of the people who didn't go anywhere on YouTube. I just don't. There's so many people with like 1 million subs and you won't know them. You won't know them, I won't know them. There's just a ton of them. I think there's like 100,000 channels with like 1 million that were made in like this year or something. Or like they just hit 1 million this year or something. And you know you don't know 100,000 whatever channels, you know? Those are just the people who hit 1 million. There are people who hit less than 1 million. Like 500k, 500k gang, 750k, 900k. It's like, there's so many success stories that we just don't know. Because there's so many of them. There's a lot of failure stories, but I'm saying a lot of it might just be the people's fault. Not all of them. Just, I think, a lot of them. Next point. The importance of time again. Bruh. I don't want to get too deep into it. I know I covered it in the Logcast a long time ago. By a long time ago, I mean like maybe, that might have been a few months ago. Man, it's funny that there was a point in a cut Logcast where I was going through it. I was like, I didn't feel inspired to make anything, and there was stuff happening to me, and I was like, man, maybe I should just stop playing. I was like, I'm gonna stop playing video games. Period. Like, I wasn't gonna play any video games ever again. You know, I was like, I just need to work on this. But then it was like, I need to be a person. You know? It's like, the idea of making videos 100% of the time, 24/7. It is entirely possible. It's just like, not really. Not for a sane person anyway. I'm not saying you can't have a ton of ideas that are just overflowing. You just can't do them all at the same time. Because you're gonna burn yourself out so hard, so fast. It's like, it's terrible. Because I remember sitting there and I was like, I'm gonna make up a video every single day, a heavily edited, highly special video every day. It's just, it wasn't possible. Like, I technically had the time to do it, but it's like, at what cost, you know? Like, what would the cost be? Like, mentally and physically, just me being here 100% of the time, unable to do anything else because I gave up everything else. I said just video games, and that sounds very sad. Like, you know, talking to people, you know, other stuff too. So, I'm still gonna say don't waste your time. This time is just the one thing you can't get back. But make sure to not drive yourself insane. I don't know how else to put it. There's another point I want to talk about, so I'm about to just fucking slide it into my notes. I'm gonna talk about it right now. Just because I want to. Might get a little sad after this, but you know. Storytelling. The importance of storytelling. Oh my god, you don't understand. Like, when a lot of people go like, you hear a lot of I'm gonna say adults. I'm a fucking adult. This sucks. I'm old now. Like, you'll hear a lot of older people go like, when you read a book, you know, it'll transport you to another world. It's like, I'm not gonna sit here and go like, I can't read. Like, I doubt many people my age read traditional books now. This is what comics are for. Guys, we have Webtoon. There's no reason to be prehistoric and read a book. I mean, yeah, you know, I guess. I've written a few stories. Good ones. I think I've written like one good one, which is the newer one. But like, it's really true that like, no matter how bad it is for you at the moment, sometimes if you get sucked into a book, it's like, momentarily, it ain't so bad. It's like mentally you're somewhere else. I was, even like earlier today, something was happening and I was just like, man, I am not feeling this at all. And I started reading a webtoon. It wasn't even a comic that I liked. I just hadn't read it in forever. Because it was like it was like a stupid romance thing. Like, there's other more interesting subplots in there, but the main thing is like, this awkward guy likes this awkward girl. And I hate that dynamic. It's like, bro, just say it. It's like, just go like, you like her. Stop it. Stop playing with her, you know? And like, the subplots got super interesting all of a sudden. Because I don't remember them being super interesting before. Like, they were there. You know, they were good. And I was reading that book, and for a moment, I was like, I forgot where I was. I was feeling excellent. I hadn't read that book for like a whole year, I think. Because like I said, I really did enjoy a lot of the main parts. So I had a lot to catch up on, and I was like, man, this is just excellent. This is special. Yeah. Go find a good book, kids. You'll feel something if you do. Yeah, I'm thinking of some topics for the next Logcast for next week. I don't know if I'm gonna make a 2-hour Logcast right now, because I still have to get to the very important last point. So, yeah. Next week's is gonna definitely be a more upbeat one, or at least in my head it is right now. It's subject to change, to be honest. Channel's Born to Die. This is what I'm talking about. You saw that mood change? Right back in it. What do I mean by Channel's Born to Die? I don't mean that it's super heavy, as I did now. I mean it like, there's a reason I upload a variety of stuff, right? It's so like, when I do get big, I don't have to worry about people going like, why is he uploading this? Why would he upload this? This isn't what he wants to do. It's like, it is. So when I get big, you won't be super surprised if I decide to upload one thing or another thing, you know? And I've said that before. I'm saying it now. It's like, there's, what I mean by this is there's a lot of channels based off of one thing solely. Like, You know how there are video game channels where I'm like, that's a rough thing to get into? There's a lot of channels that are only based off of one game. Like one game, one movie. You know, I think there's a lot of different mediums where stuff like that happens. And then they just die because the thing loses relevance. You know? And there's nothing they could do about it. The thing isn't relevant anymore. So there's no reason to watch it. Even if, like, after a year of it dying, you come back and you're like, hey, I'm gonna do something else now. A lot of those people are gonna be gone because they're not searching you because that's the only thing you came off the bat doing. It's rough. I call that YouTube entrap. But that one might mostly be your fault. When I say YouTube entrapment, I usually mean you start off doing one thing and then you want to change into something else, but you're stuck doing it because that's what you're known for. When I say these channels that are born to die, I mean they're named mostly off of one video game. Their art's usually off of one video game or something like that. And they don't know what to do after that, you know? Like, there's a lot of channels, like I could name, like, what's that game that just came out, Friday Night Funkin'? I've seen like 3 channels of that. If you give it enough time, those channels are not going to be around like that. Because no one's going to talk about the game anymore. A lot of Killing Floor 2 channels. I know people still play Killing Floor, but I can't imagine you growing beyond a certain point. Because that game isn't super relevant now. It wasn't even a super relevant game then when it came out, to be honest. But it's like growth past a certain point is impossible for something like that, you know? I'd love to be proven wrong on this point, but I can't think of a single example where that's, you know, not the case. Like, unless you're playing a game with mods or something, like maybe, I guess. Like, I'm sure a few people go like, there are Minecraft channels that only play Minecraft and they're still fine. It's like, yeah, I guess. It's just, I can't I can't imagine it. I mean, I guess the one thing Minecraft has over, like, you know, a Killing Floor or something is, like, kids are dumb. Kids will click on anything. Minecraft's for kids. The relevance for that has died down slowly, too. Like, I don't think there's as many super big Minecraft players being born now. Like, Dream's group. The group around Dream. Like, I don't know those kids' names. Like, Tubbo, Timmy. What the fuck? What is that kid's name? I don't know his name. But, yeah. I don't know. I feel like that's like the last relevant group, and it's because they did something different. But I think channels that are just specifically made for one sort of thing, one sort of genre, one sort of vision, I guess, I don't think they have much to go for. Next point. Jealousy of the golden age. Man, I was a little bitter when I wrote that. Not gonna lie to you. I don't even know if I'm really jealous of it. Like, I don't think I hate anyone from that time. Like, oh man, it was so easy when you did it. But what I consider the golden age of YouTube is, I don't remember when it is. Like, maybe like 2013. Sometime 10 years ago. When a lot of people would just cut on a camera, make their videos, and it'll be fine. And they usually get like Game Grumps. Game Grumps really didn't do anything that special. It was just 2 guys that were kind of funny playing video games. That was it. And because that was so simple, they could make like 3-4 videos a day. I remember them apologizing that they couldn't make 3 videos a day or something. I'm like, oh, bruh. I couldn't imagine that being my problem. Not saying, I mean that in the way of like, I couldn't make 3 videos in a day. And their videos aren't even really edited that much. Like, I mean, they are kind of, a little bit. Like, it's not much. It's not much that adds context to the videos. The main thing was just the two guys sitting there playing the game. There were a lot of people who just go like, I'm gonna just vlog this, haha, and they weren't doing anything super crazy, and they got big too. A lot of that doesn't just happen anymore. You watch a gameplay channel, like, I think the big exception I can think of is Vanos, I guess. But he has there's so many personalities into something like that where that's the main difference. Game Grumps was two guys. Vanos' group, I don't know how many of them because there are. Didn't I say this year I was doing so good? There was like 10 of them. I think. Something like that. It was just so much variety. Game Grumps was the same two guys every single day. I think Vanos' videos are even more edited than Game Grumps' are, you know? And I think Vanos made a game, he has merch, he has all that stuff, and he came off the bat with that. Game Grumps took forever to evolve into that kind of stuff, if I'm remembering right. There was a certain kind of ease to making things back then that doesn't exist anymore. Because everyone's standards got so high. Because everyone from that time they built themselves up. And because they built themselves up, a lot of us need to start off from the same kind of plateau that they're on right now. Like in editing level, in personality level, we have to step up to where they're at now. But we don't have that same build-up trash time that they had. Like, you'll see a lot of YouTubers who'll come in, and their first videos are better than some of the old age stuff. It's like some of the old age stuff that just came out, but it doesn't matter now, because it's not the old age anymore. I'm a little jealous of that. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm a little jealous of that. The days where you just cut on a camera and record your game in baby cam. Those days are over. And I don't think they're coming back anytime soon, to be honest. I'd be shocked and appalled if they did. I'd be shocked and appalled if they did. I really want to talk about this last night. A part of me doesn't want to. I was actually going to make a whole video on it, and I started scripting it, and I was like, I don't have enough to say about it to make it a script, you know? Oh man, this is like the heaviest point for me, and it's not even really that heavy. I guess it's more personal than it is heavy. Like, I'm gonna say it and y'all gonna like laugh at me. Why the mask? If you know me from anywhere, like any social media site, I'll have a mask on. And there's a reason why every single place I have a mask on. It's like, there's the thing of like, you know, hiding your identity. You know, that's cool, whatever. I'm like, you know, that is a serious thing, but you know, it's like, that's not why I do it. The main reason is I'm not who I want to be yet, if that makes sense, you know? It's like how butterflies start off as caterpillars, I guess. Is that a fair analogy? I don't think so. I might throw that out the window. It's like, I think the point where I'll become comfortable showing just my face in pictures and stuff is the point where I'm like, I've become who I want to become at that point, you know? Consider it like a character arc kind of thing. Like when that mask comes off, that's when I am who I want to be. I don't think it's like embarrassment or anything. Like I'm not gonna go around and like hide my face from people like IRL. But on the internet, it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't really, nah, this is weird. I've never talked about this out loud to anyone, to be honest. It's like, that it's a lot more comfortable with that mask, I guess. If that's a fair way to put it. The security thing is nice, you know, I like people not knowing what I look like. A lot of the times, like when I reached out to a few people, they didn't even know who I was. Like people I used to know, they didn't know who I was anymore because like I cover up my face on like every single picture I have of myself with that mask. And yeah, it's like I hype this up just to mutter around my words because I'm super awkward about it. When I want people to see me, I want them to see what I'm proud of, you know? Like, what... I want them to see me when I become who I've wanted to become, you know? Not before. So, the time you'll see me without that mask is the time where I'm feeling as if I've become who I've wanted to be. Not saying that I'm ashamed of who I am now. It's just that I feel like, yeah, like the day I feel comfortable online not wearing that mask is the day where I'm just comfortable with who I am and how I've ended up. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, like there's a few insecurities about me right now, which I'm like, I don't want them. As most people feel with insecurities. And some other things I need to handle that I'm not comfortable handling. It's a lot of stuff. I feel like I need to grow more as a person. And I feel like that's when I'll take that mask off, is when I get all that growth and all them pesky darn insecurities out of the way, you know? That's why I wear my mask. It's just because when I want the internet to see me, I want them to see me for who I want to be. Not who I am at this very moment of time. Yeah, that's why. I'm trying to think if there's any better way I could put it, but I think that's really the only reason. That might be the same reason I was uncomfortable using. No, probably not. I mean, I record with my normal voice all the time. I just don't like dubbing stuff with my normal voice. I'm sorry, it wasn't meant to look back to that. I just randomly thought about the two things. Like, maybe they're connected. No connection. Oh, man. But I feel like that day where I just have my face out, I'm saying it like it's a private part. As of now, shit. I think it is. But, the day where I can just have my face out, I don't think that day is close to now. Honestly, I don't think that day is close to now at all. But that'll be a good ass day when it does happen. That'll be a good ass day. This is what you have dreams for, kids. I guess that's my main goal in life right now. Be able to just show my face on the internet without that mask. Knowing, yup, this is who you wanted to be. You did it, kid. You've done it. I can't wait for that day. Shit, I can't wait for that day. Well, I do believe that's all I wanted to talk about. I know we're over 50 minutes. I just have a feeling we're over 50 minutes. I feel like I talked a lot. It's like I know I did. So here's the part where I look at it and I go, goo! I seem surprised by how long I've been recording. I'm feeling an hour 10. Hour 03. I did even better than I thought I did. Is there anything else I want to say? I'm not going to do like how I used to do an extend if I can't think of anything. It's just... after something so stupid and personal like that, you know? Because I don't think I'm ever going to reference this again. Like, why I wear that mask? I don't think I'm ever going to do that. When I get big, in the future, if someone was to ask, why do you wear that? I would tell them I said it before. I'm never going to say it again. That's going to be the exact reason. Until the day where I don't wear that mask, that is my answer to whoever would ask me that question. I don't know. Maybe I said it at some point. I don't remember. I'm mainly establishing this because there's a short I want to make. And with this context, it makes more sense. You know? Well, I mean, you don't know yet. The fucking video doesn't exist yet. But... yeah. The day where I don't got a mask on. Oh, man. Funny story, like I'm gonna end it off with this. I don't want to go on. If there's anything else I think of after this, I'm just gonna put it in the next Logcast. It's funny that a lot of times when I write stories, and maybe I should have said this in the storytelling section, but it's too late now. A lot of times when I write stories, it's odd how many of the things in the characters reflect back onto you as the writer. Because when you're writing it, it's like, oh, this is like a whole different person. This isn't even me. And then, like, it is you. Like, they're all parts of you. It's like, if anyone else writes a story, they'll understand exactly what I mean by, like, a lot of the characters, you like them because they're like you in some kind of way or manner. I can't go into whom reminds me of myself the most, especially with what I've just told you, because it would be a fat ass spoiler to something I haven't publicly released yet. But man, saying it out loud really made me recognize that, like, bruh, mostly main characters, even if you think they don't act like you, they kind of do. There's always something about them where it's like, you would do that, or that's something you would say, or that's a mannerism that you have. You know? Even when I'm writing villains sometimes, there's like certain little traits that they have, and I'm reading it and I'm like, that's something I would love, you know? Nobody's perfect. I'm not saying that's, you know, the worst thing to recognize. It's like, your villain has the same trait as you. As long as the trait isn't murder, it's fine. But, you know? Yeah, there's just so many things that I don't know if you'll get that as a reader. I mean, I guess there's some people who go like, I relate to this character feels me. They were targeted specifically towards my soul. I mean, I guess there are people like that, but unless you're a writer, I don't think you get it. It's like, sometimes you're reading something, it's like you're looking in a mirror, bruh. Like, the good things and the bad things. You'll go like, shit, it sounds like me. Or something like that. There'll always be some aspect of you in those characters. I don't care who you are. I don't care who the writer is. I don't care how much it doesn't seem like that's the case. It usually is. Even if they're meant to be some kind of exaggerated version of you. Some kind of better version of you. It's not impossible for that kind of stuff to still happen. Even if it's minor. Even if it's major. It's not impossible to end up just somehow looking in a mirror of text, you know what I mean? Man, that was a beautiful way of saying that, what I just said right there. Yeah. It's it's mildly uncomfortable now, to be honest. There's a lot of times where I sit there and I'm like, man, why is it like this? Like, yeah. Like that, like there's a lot of stories I wrote before where I never like even the old stories that I don't like, there are things about those characters that I still see in myself now, and I'm like, are there things that I saw in myself back then? Tendencies, the way the story's going, it's like, no. You recognize a lot when you get older. Miss being young and stupid sometimes. Don't gotta think as much. This has been a long logcast. I think this is the longest logcast in a while, to be honest. I know it's barely over 50 minutes, but I mean, 20 minutes is a bit over 50. But yeah. The best thing about logcast is I feel like I just let so much off of myself, you know? That mask thing, I don't know why, but I'm breathing. And I'm like, this is some excellent oxygen. I don't know it because I never said it out loud before. I've just like I've always thought it, but I've never said it. You know. So, oh man, I feel pretty good right now. You know, I came in with all that negative energy, and I'm leaving feeling better than when I started. I didn't even feel that bad when I started. I just felt bad when I wrote the points. Ah, yeah. Biggest tip to end off on: just make sure to love yourself, bro. That might have just came out of nowhere. You just gotta make sure you know what you're worth and what you want to do, what you care about, what you want to be. It's hard to make other people love you when you don't love yourself, you know? A lot of people come in. It's like relationships where they're like, I'm half of a whole. You have to be a whole, bro. You have to be that whole. There's like that half and half bullshit. Should not be a thing. You just gotta come in as a whole and you gotta meet another whole, bro. I was like, not saying that people can't grow off of each other's two holes. You know, they can make two holes. Two holes can make each other better. Two halves just sounds like a train wreck. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just taking in the music. I know we're listening to different tracks right now, but this shit's excellent. The only time I get to listen to chill music like this is when I'm just sitting here. I know I said that was my last point, man. I'm about to make it 120. Just in case. I'm not saying that like to intentionally extend it. I'm just saying it might end up going on longer, but because I'm having an excellent logging session right now. It's like I said, this podcast isn't just for other people, it's also for me. I don't get to listen to this song very much. Like, the song that's playing, it's the song that I mixed Callie's song with. It's not Lose Yourself by Eminem, if that's what you're fucking thinking. It's the other one. I don't listen to it too much. It's such a nice tune, bro. I think it's my favorite little piece of music, to be honest. Not gonna lie to anyone. It's so good. It's so good. If I had an excuse to use it in the mix, hell yes, I would. But I haven't had any excuses as of late, so I'll refrain. Just gives me a nice little cozy feeling. Maybe I should just record the logcast more at night. To be honest, it's a lot. Okay, crush a water bottle. It's a lot calmer. I like the atmosphere. Maybe I'll plug in this old clock I have. For reference, there's a clock in my room, and this clock, it has, the time isn't set on it, so it just flashes 12 o'clock every time. And like when I had started working and all that, I had to unplug it because I had to plug something else in, and I'm just like, I don't know. It gave it the aesthetic of the room. It's also a lot quieter here at night because mainly the only other loud-ish person in my household isn't anywhere where they would be audible. So the only audible thing here is me. It's nice. I don't gotta worry about anyone, you know, just walking in and going like, "You're thinking wrong." I don't know. I don't know how to word it. It's just I feel nice, and I'm about to plug that old clock in just for some aesthetic. It's not even. I'm gonna sound like homeless, but that clock, like it hadn't worked for like a good since I was a freshman in high school, and I only cut it off after I got out of high school at some point. Maybe around when I made my first. No, it was before that. I had my old phone still, but I don't know. I'm sounding really stupid, but that clock getting unplugged was low key symbolic. It was like I'm not at that part of my life anymore, you know? I kind of missed the clock though. It added to the aesthetic. Like, fuck being special. I like the aesthetic of the clock. This has nothing to do with anything. We're just lightening the mood a little bit. Yeah. It's really hard for me to remember sometimes. I'm meant to rewatch these just to check up on myself. I mean, I'm not meant to. I'm not forced to. Me making these every week is a commitment that I forced onto myself. For my sake and for, you know, uploading stuff sake. But yeah. I'm never gonna get super super personal. If I was to get super super personal, I'd probably just make an audio recording and save it for me. But yeah. Time just changes things. Time changes people too, shit. But compared to Logcast 1 to now, so much is different. It's like I end up meeting so many different people and doing so many different things like in between these Logcasts. It's like, I mean, like, sure, there's slow weeks where I don't have super a lot to talk about, but a lot of times now I have bullet points of stuff. Like me coming in like, guys, I'm gonna start off talking about the collab. I mean, I couldn't have talked about that before. It was something new and different. And if I was to watch this back, I'd go like, I remember doing that. You know? I'd be happy about it. I go like, I remember that event. I remember that moment of time. And now since it's in the logcast, it's dated. It's archived. You know? Whenever I end up looking back at the logcasts, I feel nice. It's just like this little sense of I've been doing stuff this whole time, I suppose, you know? There was a little rough stint, like I said before, with the little. There were some times where the logcast would just kind of update, and it was like, it's not really talking about anything new. Like I remember there was like 2 weeks where I talked about the same thing, so I had to keep going like I would just go like, I'm gonna go over it again, and then I talk really long. Which now, if I go over something again, I'll make sure it's really brief and it's like a few sentences. But that hasn't happened recently. Man, just sitting in this room with the song playing by myself, I feel like I'm about to melt in this fucking chair. I must think about wrapping things up here. Can't just sit on here and vlog this forever, you know? It's funny, I don't think I'd even do this before. There's a lot of moments of time where, when the moment passes, some things just need to be left in memory. There's some things that are just special, and the reason they're special is because they happened one time and they can't be redone, you know? If you end up looking at a special moment too many times, it loses that value that it had before. There was, I want to say this for the Logcast. I'm gonna end it after this, just after this last point. There was a video, an Unis Honest video, if you remember them. I feel like most of the internet may have forgotten about them at this point. Just the way the internet works, you die, things grow on top of you, you know? I remember there was an Unis Honest video where Mark, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I don't remember what he said, but what he said, it hit me so hard. I don't think anyone's words reached me like that in that moment of time. I can't tell you what he said. I just remember being super heavily affected by it. And a part of me was like, I'm gonna record this and save it to my phone so I always have it so I can always hear this. And then the other part of me was like, no, you can't do that. Not even for the Unis Honest thing. It was just like, I mean, okay, it was a little bit of that. Not saying I would have posted it or anything. It was just like, I don't think this would ever hit me as hard if I could just keep hearing it, you know? If every special moment you had in your life had a rewind button and then you just kept doing it, it would get boring after a while, you know? And it wouldn't have meant anything to me. I bet if I recorded it and I listened to it as many times as I thought about it, it wouldn't be special anymore. I wouldn't even think about it because I go like, it's whatever. Those are just words. But since it's a moment of time that I'll never be able to relive again because it doesn't exist anywhere, I think about that moment a lot. Just because I know it can't happen again, and that's the special aspect of it. I don't know if a lot of people even get that anymore. A lot of people my age, they just record everything. So nothing's special anymore. Because everything can just kind of be... I mean, there's like, you can't go to like Niagara Falls and go like, man, I miss that, you know? Like, you can say that. But it's different if you just only had a memory in your mind of it. And you're just like, damn, that was incredible. Compared to looking at a photo and go like, I miss that. Anyway, like, don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to tell you. Some things are just meant to be sacred. I deem that to be one of those sacred things, so I let it slip. What do they say? If you love something yet, be prepared to let it go. Yeah. I'm not saying that just for the Markiplier thing. I'm just saying that for a few things in general. There have been things that I've liked and I've just had to let go of them. It just happens. Just happens sometimes. Ain't much you can do about it. If you really want to keep that thing special anyways. Let's not get all philosophical at the end, alright? I got on my phone and it's super bright. It's brighter than the room. Jeez. It might be 1:30, bruh. It's 1:22. So I'm gonna end this now. I love y'all. I hope to see y'all every single day. Subscribe to the channel if you want to make that a thing. I've been meeting so many excellent people through YouTube and Discord and just this effort of pushing myself forward. And I'd love for you to be a part of that. So, yeah. I'll talk to you guys later. and I'll see you around. Goodbye.